Yeah. The wonder of nature. You got to love it.
Wonder of nature. All right, Dan, so I understand you talked about this potential warm-up that you're tracking.
Yeah, we're going to get some heat over the next couple days, especially Wednesday and Thursday here. May not be quite as hot as it was a week and a half ago, but it'll be up there. So be ready for some heat coming this week. Right now, temperatures are a little bit warmer tonight compared to last night. We have a slightly milder, more moist air mass that has moved in this evening. And as a result, temperatures a little bit warmer. Right now, it's still in the mid-60s in Salinas, Monterey. A little bit cooler on the north side of the bay, but ultimately a pretty mild evening out there, and temperatures will head down into the mid-50s overnight. And we do have the potential for some fog to develop in low sheltered areas through the overnight hours as well. But I don't think we'll see as much of it as we saw last night, especially around the coast. So maybe not quite as bad, but still potential for some reduced visibility. Now, we had some high clouds today. Those have moved on across the Great Basin. They were in association with the trough, which is still moving through the region tonight, and it's sandwiched in between a couple of areas of high pressure. But let's focus on this one right here, because this is the one that is building toward the west coast, and that is going to bring the heat on as we head through the next couple of days. Tomorrow's somewhat of a transition day. We'll start our warming process, and then we'll really feel it Wednesday and Thursday with the ridge just sitting over northern California. And then generally with this clockwise flow around the high, we'll see offshore flow. We won't see strong offshore winds. We're not talking about a huge fire danger event, but the general flow aloft will be out of the east for the most part, and that's a dry flow for us. It's really going to limit cloud cover to the point where we may not have any, and also allow for some additional warming, because it does kind of press down on us and cause some compressional warming. So that's going to mean some much warmer temperatures as we head through Wednesday, Thursday. Now, eventually that will move on, and then we'll see onshore flow. We'll probably even see a southerly surge come up the coast sometime late Thursday into Friday, which will bring that cooling, foggy air. And then we're going to spend much of next weekend below normal. So if you like the heat, we've got some of it for you this week. If you don't, get through it a couple days, and you have a nice cool weekend to look forward to. Future track is showing some fog and low clouds in some of our inland valleys, as I mentioned. Few low clouds again along the coast. Will be still breezy along the coast overnight as well. There's still that gale warning in effect for the near coastal waters. Now, during the day tomorrow, we will see mostly sunny skies. Couple low clouds near the coast. Can't rule out a thin high cloud or two, but generally a pretty nice day out there, and warmer for the most part. I think most areas are going to see a warm up anywhere 2 to 5 degrees compared to today's highs. So we'll start heading upward. I want to mention something too. Tracking this warmer air mass coming in, I think my low temperatures for especially coastal and valley locations are probably a little bit too low overnight. So I'll probably adjust those for our 11 o'clock show, but it's not 11 o'clock yet. So just do a little mental math. If you live on the coast or in the valleys, add about 3 to 4 degrees onto your low, and that'll probably be closer to what I'm really expecting for us tomorrow morning. 77 though, your high in Santa Cruz tomorrow, 80s in the Santa Cruz Mountain Valleys, as warm as 86 up there in Boulder Creek. On the east shore of the bay, all 70s tomorrow. 77 Salinas, 80s into our northern valleys. Gilroy, the hot spot. 87 tomorrow over to the Monterey Peninsula. A beautiful day. We'll see a few low clouds maybe brushing along the coast, but otherwise highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. And again, my lows will be a little bit lower, or warmer than what you're seeing on the map here. 70s and 80s for much of the Salinas Valley, and no 90s tomorrow, but we'll get there certainly. And in fact, we may have to raise our highs on the coast, I think, Wednesday and Thursday, as this warm zone really gets here. But right now I've got us on average on the coast in the 80s. That doesn't mean we couldn't see some 90s though in some select areas. So temperatures will likely peak on Thursday before that southerly surge arrives and brings the cooling air, which we'll definitely notice into the weekend. A weather system passing this weekend could provide us a little drizzle, but right now I'm not expecting any rain. Inland areas also continuing that warming trend through Thursday, with our average high being about 14 degrees above normal by Thursday, and then dropping through the weekend. As far as real rain is concerned, Austin, at the moment, nothing showing up in the near-term forecast. There will be a weather system passing by somewhere around the 22nd, 23rd of the month, maybe a little bit closer to the 25th. That could bring us some rain. Otherwise, the long-term trends is making November looking somewhat wet, but we'll keep an eye on things.
Something to definitely look out for. Thank you so much, Dan.